Aaron Whitlow.
I'm Brandon Spivey. And we are the Markout Movie Podcasters.
All right. Brandon's been on another level today. I know this is off-centered for Bill Dozer. If you're going to watch this, I apologize. We did try to work with the headroom a little bit. The camera's barely hanging on. But yeah, next week we'll try to make it better. It's a process. But this week, boys and girls, we are looking at 1969's Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. Wyoming, early 1900s, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid are the leaders of a band of outlaws. After a train robbery goes wrong, they find themselves on the run with a posse hard on their heels. Their solution: escape.
Posse's hard.
Yeah, man, sometimes the posse can be hard. Escape to Bolivia is where they want to go. This movie stars is written by William Goldman, directed by George Roy Hill, starring Paul Newman and Robert Redford. Those are the main two people I would mention in the cast. I'm gonna turn it over to Brandon, so Brandon can hit you with the numbers. Brandon.
All right.
If you're rattling, by the way, it's my dog.
Yeah, I'd be the dog. They got a 8 out of 10 on IMDb, 66% liked it on Metacritic, 88% like it on Google, and it's got a 90% Rotten Tomato score. So everybody seems to really enjoy Butch and Sundance.
Yep. Okay, so let me tell you, I seen this movie years ago when I was like probably in my 20s or 30s, maybe. I don't know. I'm 41 now. I'm an old man. Anyway, I am Butch. I'm not a Butch person. Anyway, so I seen this movie a while ago, and I went to watch it. I own it. It's on my shelf. And I went to watch it, and the DVD skipped several times, and so I didn't get to watch it. Brandon watched it. He took the bullet for us.
Yeah, I watched it last night for the very first time in my life.
In your life.
In my life.
So we're going to begin a fresh perspective on this film. So for those that don't know, Butch Cassidy and Sundance Kid were real life bank robbers, train robbers, and stuff like that. Their exploits were pretty famous in the early frontier type of environment of, in Wyoming. You don't ever think, but Wyoming, you can get shot. Yo, I don't know about now, but I know in that time you might get shot by Sundance. But anyway, so
it was fast.
Yeah, it's very fast.
It's very fast.
So the movie has not movie, but the real life people, did have a violent end. And we'll probably talk a little bit about their end in the course of this, and we're going to bring up other westerns as well. But I want to first talk about the opening of the movie. That's what I remember watching now recently before it starts skipping. So I understand why they did the stylization, making it very sepia tone, and it had like little title cards like the old silent films did. I know why they did that, but I can't say I really enjoyed that aspect of it. And then it kicks off in sepia, and then it goes from sepia to color. I don't think I was actually confused because I didn't remember watching it in sepia when I first saw it. So I was like, "What? Why is this?" But then I was like, "Oh, I guess it does go in color." It's like I don't like that gimmick. That's what I'm saying. I don't really like that.
He doesn't like that gimmick.
He's on 10. I'm telling you. Go ahead, Brandon. Tell me what you think about it.
Well, I didn't care for that either, honestly. But once we get to the movie, it starts with Robert Redford, Sundance, playing cards. And the guy's thinking he's cheating. He doesn't know who he is. I was thinking to myself, this guy's about to get killed.
Yeah, I like that.
It's a
part.
classic opening, playing cards and not knowing I'm going off. Something's going to happen. But
your phone going off?
Yeah, it's going off. I don't know why.
Maybe
people know I'm doing the podcast. I don't know why people are texting me or whatever. But
anyway,
yeah. So there's this guy's when Paul Newman comes in, and who's Butch, by the way, he's like, he's trying to explain. Well, let's ask him to stay, and then we can go. And
go ahead.
When the guy finds out who he is, his complete attitude changes. He's fearful now. He's like, oh God, this guy's gonna kill me now. Sundance, I'm accusing Sundance of cheating, and he's ready to kill me.
Yeah, he said so. So the guy, well, Butch was like, "Come on, Sundance, just calm down." And then like the guy was up at Sundance.
Yeah.
He said, oh, I'm so sorry. He said because he was asking me. He said before the setup was, Sundance says, maybe you should ask us to stay.
Yeah.
And then he's like, no, I'm not gonna ask you to stay. You're crazy. You know, you try to cheat me and blah 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 blah. And then like we find out that he's Sundance, and then he's like, Butch, like maybe he'll calm down if you just ask us to stay. And then the guy's like, Mr. Sundance, would you stay or something like that? And then Butch is like, no, we gotta go. I'm sorry. And then he grabs his money and leaves. And then the guy's like, hey, are you really as fast as they say you are? About before he can even finish it, he shoots the gun and the holster off the guy and shoots the gun across the floor. It was pretty cool scene.
That is an awesome scene. Even today, I I mean, I've seen it before. I haven't seen it shot like that. Mm-hmm. You know,
you seen it meaning like homage in other movies?
Yeah.
Like was it homage in Back to the Future at all?
I would say so.
I think in Back to the Future 3 they might have homaged that scene.
Yeah.
Back to the
Future
they homaged a lot. Yeah.
But yeah, I love that whole shot shooting the holster and then the gun, and he was so fast. He really was. It's like I would say one of the fastest drawers I've ever seen on screen.
Yeah, it was pretty fast. I don't know. Buster Scruggs, he's pretty fast guy too. You know.
Yeah, he was. He was.
The movie. I'm sorry, but no, we get into some more questions. But anyway, yeah. So then they go to meet up with their posse.
Yeah, the big guy wants to take over.
Yeah, the big guy wants to take over, and Butch like sucker punches him.
Yeah. Well, it's not really a sucker punch. I mean, it's a sucker kick.
Did he kick him?
Kicked him right in the balls.
Can we say balls in this? I guess so.
I did.
He just said balls, so kicked him in the balls, kicked him in the ning-nang. So.
And he went down, and that was about it.
Down goes Frazier. But that's an Ali reference. But anyway, so yeah, so the guy went down, and that's about well, when they get to the saloon, that's when my disc skips. So you take over from there. I tried. It just kept skipping. I was like,
okay, I'm trying to think of where.
So let me tell you what I did. After my disc skipped, I turned on Rango and watched Rango. I was like,
he texted me this too. Yeah. Like he was talking about Rango, and I was like, what?
Yeah, because like I was like, man, I feel like still watching the something Western, and so I was like, just turn on Rango. It's like short. And actually, you know what? I dug Rango. Actually, I'm gonna give you a mark before the end of this movie on Rango.
I think you were watching Rango when I was watching Dead Man.
Yeah.
Also a Johnny Depp Western.
See, I didn't realize. Yeah, Johnny Depp was in Rango. He did the voice. And was that Reese Witherspoon that does the voice of the?
I don't know. I haven't.
Because I heard Reese for a little bit.
I think she's in it. I haven't watched it all the way through.
It makes sense that it would be. I don't want to look this up. If somebody's watching this and want to look it up for us, please let us know and we'll post it.
Makes sense.
Because in the 2000s, that is her era. Sweet Home Alabama, all that stuff.
Is that movie that old?
Reese, yes. Reese is like ancient, man. Her daughter is like a grown woman now.
Not ancient, Aaron.
Man, I remember Reese with, and this has got nothing
Olivia Newton-John's ancient. Okay.
So of course you're gonna bring up somebody that's related to Travolta. Okay, so, but no, Reese Witherspoon. She like I remember her in like this movie Freeway or Free
with
Ride.
Kiefer,
Yeah, with Kiefer, and
Legally Blonde
really
too.
Great. Yeah, well, yeah, but that's my first movie that I kind of experienced her was Freeway, and she was like, I was like, who is this little ball of fire? You know, and she like really Man, that's a great movie. If y'all haven't seen that movie, find it somewhere
I think
and watch it.
the first movie I saw
Kiefer's
her
great in there. He's like a little pedophile guy. It's great.
Yeah. The first
It's not
movie
great, but he's
I
great.
saw recent was probably Cruel Intentions. With
Yeah.
Ryan
That's like
Phillippe, Sarah
99.
Gellar,
Yeah.
Selma Blair. Yeah, that
But-
was probably the first time I saw her.
But we have gotten away from Butch, so
Yeah, Butch and Sundance.
so tell me more about this movie.
Yeah, they go. The guy that's trying to take over, he loses his fight. I got lost at this point because they rob a train,
Mhm.
and
Then it goes wrong,
then
right?
kinda, but it's like I don't know. I got lost. Like I don't know what happened to the other members of the gang. It's like they separated. I don't know if my DVD just skipped that part or what.
Maybe it's skipping all over the place, man.
Because I was like, I honestly got lost in the movie. It's like, well, where's everybody else? So I just went with it. But yeah, you said they got to the salon. I'm trying to remember that scene.
The saloon.
Saloon.
It's called a saloon.
Yeah, you're right. Salon.
Salon is for the hair. Saloons
Yeah.
is for hair pulling and
Yeah.
drunken.
Don't know why I said that, but thank you, Aaron, for correcting me.
Hey man, that's people who drink know these things. But anyway, no, I never been to a saloon. But anyway,
I've been in one.
Really, is
Yeah.
it Gatlinburg? Then it's not real. I'm just playing.
Tell me what's real, what's not.
Love is real, Brandon.
Love is real. Yeah.
But anyway, Butch Cassidy. Oh man, I tried to pull up the real people. But anyway, yeah. So they get into the saloon, and was that Catherine Ross? She's in there as well.
Oh yeah. Okay.
She must be very young in this film.
Yes. She's in there. Yeah. She's with Sundance, but she has more chemistry with Butch.
How was Robert Redford and Paul Newman's performance in this film?
I thought it was amazing. They like for me personally, it's not the story that I like so much. It's their performances.
Them together.
Yeah.
You could tell. It seemed like they were old friends. That they were colleagues, and like you know what, and it's funny because we like several. Maybe over a month or so ago, we did Supernatural, and they referenced Sundance, Butch Cassidy and Sundance as far as like the way they want to go out.
Yeah.
Like fighting the bats or whatever, fighting anything that comes against them. And so it's crazy, but because their chemistry in there, they work so well together. Paul Newman, he has a elder statesman type of vibe about him, and then a very young Robert Redford in this film has that like young ruthlessness, but still it's like
And cockiness.
Yeah, cockiness. So he's so young. It reminds me a lot of I don't know if you've seen this, The Magnificent Seven.
I've only seen the remake.
I'm talking about the original.
I know you are.
But my dog's about to cut. You can't get up there, can you? You know why? Because life doesn't like you. I'm just playing. But anyway,
we're live, Aaron. You're saying stuff like that.
I'm just playing. I love you. But anyway, so
we just lost few viewers.
I'm sorry, we actually gained 4. So there's other people that having a hard time in life with pets. But anyway, that's the real secret life. Am I wrong? No. But no, it reminded me of Magnificent Seven, with Yul Brynner and a young Steve McQueen. Steve McQueen was, like Yul Brynner once said. So Steve McQueen was trying to outshine a very old veteran Yul Brynner in that film, but Yul Brynner said, all I have to do is don't say a word, just take my hat off and show my bald head, and I would draw the attention to me. It's just that, because Yul Brynner, for those that don't know Yul, Magnificent Seven, Westworld, the original Westworld. He is the inspiration behind
Ten
Michael.
Commandments.
Yeah. He's the inspiration behind uh Michael Myers, as in the way that Michael walked and moved and stuff. So that's Yul Brynner. If you're hearing stuff, it's the dog. We don't have ghosts or stuff. Hey, we lost everyone actually. No, they're like, who is Yul Brynner? Click. No, but but yeah, he's the shape behind. He's the inspiration behind Michael Myers. But my point was this: he was saying that Steve McQueen can't really outshine him, and in this movie, you want to think that Robert Redford outshines Paul Newman, but Paul Newman has enough
Yeah.
of aura about him.
Yeah. You like you could tell that the writers and the director wanted Robert Redford to kind of outshine him, but Paul's Paul. I don't think anyone could outshine Paul Newman when
Mhm.
Paul Newman was on.
Yeah.
He's like he's just one of those legendary actors. I mean, that always brought his A game. Even in a supporting role, he would always bring his A game. But yeah, I mean, I love Paul Newman in this movie. As Butch Cassidy, I actually liked him better than Sundance.
Oh,
I
you
was
did.
fascinated by Sundance because he was brash and he was cocky and he did have a ruthlessness. But I was more interested in Paul Newman's character as Butch Cassidy. I thought he was more of the interesting character. But what are we doing?
Yeah, I'm looking. I was trying to look up to see who like the real life Butch and Sundance. Just kind of see how, because back then I feel like they didn't really in the '60s. Or I think now when they cast people in movies, they strive more to make sure they get someone that not only can bring that person to life or whatever, capture that person, but also look like that person.
Yeah.
And I don't think uh, Paul or Robert looked like them very much, and so it always bothered me. Like it didn't bother me as much as say like Young Guns, because I knew, but because Emilio rocked it as Billy the Kid.
Yeah. He didn't look anything like Billy though.
Yeah, but it didn't look anything like Billy. Billy was very grimy. Matter of fact, the guy that they got in Bill and Ted Excellent Adventure doesn't look anything like Billy the Kid. The best portrayal, I would say, of Billy the Kid, Brandon seen this film. I just seen the trailer, but the one that has Ethan Hawke in it.
Oh, the kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that they got who they got.
Yeah, he did a good job.
Yeah.
I mean, he wasn't Emilio, but I mean,
Nobody's Emilio. Emilio.
that is the best performance of Billy the Kid I've ever seen.
Who, Emilio?
Yes.
That just Chavez, just everything about Young Guns. If we would have did Young Guns, it's been a totally different type of scenario. That's why we're talking about it now, because I didn't get to really watch Butch Cassidy and Sundance Kid, but it's just more just it's not just about this; it's about westerns in general. So, and you said this, Brandon, and I want to ask you this. You said that you felt like this wasn't really a western.
Yeah, it didn't feel like a western to me.
Can you tell us more about that?
Well, a lot of stuff, like the score, it didn't feel like a western score. It felt like more of like an adventure film type score in the '60s. There were certain music choices they chose that just didn't fit in the Wild Wild West. But and the tone of the movie was weird for me. Like there was a certain spot in the middle of the movie where they just did like shots, screenshots of Butch, of Sundance, of the girl. It felt so out of place. I don't know. It just felt out of place.
Yeah.
But it just didn't really feel like a western. It felt more like an adventure film that was in the West.
That just took place in the West.
Yeah. But I did like it once it get to a point that they're being chased. They're being chased, and they're stuck on this mountain, and then Butch wants to jump into the water. Sundance is like, no, I want to shoot my way out of here. He says, we will die. And he's like, maybe. And he's like, we should jump. We got a better chance of surviving. And he says, I can't swim. Just like, you worried about swimming? You're gonna die when you hit the water. It was just really. I like their dynamic. It was just a lot of fun to watch those guys portray these characters.
Yeah, it sounds. Actually, I do remember that scene. But yeah, it does sound like a good chemistry with them. And let's go ahead and jump to the end so we can go to other stuff. Because I didn't get to watch it. I'm sorry. So the ending is the most.
Well, before they get to the end, they were going to be chased again by these, bounty hunters or whatever, and they were going to go legit.
Mm-hmm.
So they can't chase them if we're legit. We're not doing anything wrong. We're in another country. They can't come after us. But they were proven wrong on that because they did come after them regardless. But go ahead.
Well, yeah, and then so they pretty much got them backed them in the corner, right? Yeah. And was it in Mexico?
Yeah.
Because they're trying to make it to Bolivia.
Yeah.
Which I don't think you can make it to Bolivia. I don't know. I don't know geography. But anyway, they get cornered, and then it's essentially they're down to the last set of bullets and stuff like that, and they gonna go out in a blaze of glory.
Yeah.
And so they go out in a blaze of glory. You don't see that. You see the freeze frame because they open the doors and freeze frame. But we know how it ends for them. We know that Butch Cassidy and Sundance both die.
Yeah, but leading up to that final battle, Sundance, man, he was just knocking them off one by one. He killed all of these, I would say, 10 to 15 soldiers or bounty hunters, whatever they were. He killed about 15 of them. He was a lot of fun to watch when he was shooting. He was very arrogant, very cocky, and it just I enjoyed it. I enjoyed watching Robert.
It's them. They're dead. They didn't make it. They didn't make it.
Oh, I know they didn't make it there. We're in 2021.
True. Yeah. So a lot of these old outlaws kind of went out that way. Like you have Billy the Kid who got killed by Pat Garrett.
Supposedly got killed by Pat Garrett.
He got killed by Pat Garrett.
Supposedly.
Although I was always in the camp of I hope they survived and made it somewhere and had children and lived, and there's still generations of kids, Billy kids, still going on today. Obviously, we know that what's name got killed by Tom Ford, right? Come on, give me his name. Jesse James, yeah.
Yeah.
He got shot by Tom Ford
and Charlie.
Yeah, in the back of in the back, no less, because they were cowards. And then Jesse James was also a sociopath. So
yeah,
we don't talk about the fact that he liked killing people.
I don't like the Brad Pitt film, but
you didn't like Brad Pitt playing him, or
no? I didn't. I didn't care for that movie. I liked Rob Lowe and Bill Paxton as the James brothers.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and jump it into other little westerns real quick, and then we'll circle back to your final score. And let me talk. So he watched that. I'm gonna tell you about Rango. So Rango is a movie about a lizard. This is legit. It's a movie about a lizard. I guess he's a chameleon. He's a lizard. I don't know what he is. But anyway, he is on his way to I assume they're going to Nevada or something, because he's in the back of a tank in the car and he's chilling in his pool. He has a little Barbie with no head and one arm, and he has a little drink cup, and, a little martini glass, and he has a little Hawaiian shirt on, and he's chilling. And then there's a bump and the tank falls out the back of the car and breaks water, and he just slides on the road and ends up run into an armadillo, and he's like an old armadillo. He's like, hey, if you want water, go into the desert, and you'll find like a town. And it's a small town called Dirt. Because it's what they got is dirt. They don't have nothing. They have very little water left. And then
was Joe the mayor?
Who's Joe?
Joe Dirt.
You suck in life. Anyway, so no, you don't something like Brandon. That's mean. You're not.
I mean, you're insulting the dog. You're insulting me. I mean, who's next, Aaron?
Who wants it? No, it's funny. But he Rango he adopts a name, right? So because he looked at a drink and just says Rango. That's why I'm going to call myself Rango. Rango, that's who I am. So he ends up in this town, and the town is running dry. There's a mayor. It actually looks really good. It's one of those, it's old, right? Like, it's like,
apparently
not like Pixar age and time, you know what I'm saying? Like where things look like crisp before its time that they made that little movie. It looks really well. The textures on the creatures look like realistic. I was impressed with it by a non-Pixar movie.
Here he goes. Here he goes.
I like Pixar, so it's like, to me, that's the measuring stick. So some like DreamWorks.
Yeah, you always go to DreamWorks.
DreamWorks has never measured up to me. It is what it is.
How to Train
Your Dragon.
Yes.
Yeah, I understand what I'm saying.
Those are great movies.
Later on, yes. They later on found it when they stopped trying to be Pixar all the time. Anyway, but in Rango, Johnny Depp plays Rango. There's a great little moment where it has terrible scores, by the way.
The movie he's loving.
7.2 out of 10 on IMDb. 88% on Rotten Tomatoes. It has great scores there. 75% on
Where's
Metacritic.
Your terrible scores at, Aaron?
No, maybe it's not terrible. I don't know numbers, guys. And then 89%. This is better. It got better scores than old Butch Cassidy.
Well, I wouldn't go that far, but
Did it have better scores than Butch Cassidy?
Let me look here.
Let's see. There you go, Brandon. Nope,
it did not.
Except for on Metacritic, it beat it on Metacritic. So there you go.
Well, Metacritic scum. All right.
We don't. We
don't like Metacritic.
We want you to sponsor us, Metacritic. Actually.
No, we don't.
We do.
You can take your little Metacritic.
No. Metacritic. We want your sponsorship one day. But anyway, no. But Rango, I thought it was really good. I'm just gonna end with that. And to answer my question, it wasn't Reese Witherspoon. It was Isla Fisher, and Bill Nye is Rattlesnake Jake.
So we talked about Reese for no reason.
Timothy Oliphant is the Spirit of the West. Oh man, it has a good little cast in it. But there's a part real quick. It's my ADHD, it bounces around. But there's a part real quick where he was crossing the street and ran into like Hunter S. Thompson, and on his way to like who Hunter S. Thompson was? All right, so Gonzo journalism. So he runs into him, but it's Johnny Depp voicing Hunter S. Thompson. It's like on his way to the movie that he played Hunter S. Thompson. It was like the greatest crossover. I caught it. I was like, that is really cool.
The greatest.
It's one of the greatest crossovers.
Is it though?
Brandon's crapping on my crossover love.
Well, you crapped on me earlier, so I got to crap on something.
Not in real life. So anyway.
That would just be disgusting, Aaron.
Yeah, R. Kelly. So anyway.
No! Not R. Kelly.
But anyway, that is for an animated movie for kids that want to see a Western and get a vibe of a Western. That would be a good little movie to kind of start them off with. Also, another good one for kids they would really like would be Back to the Future 3. I think that's like PG-13. I think it's okay.
Yeah, it's PG-13, I believe.
Yeah, I think
maybe it's PG.
It
was the 80s.
Bill and Ted has a little Western moment in it, but it's not a Western by any sense of the word. But real Westerns, like Young Guns or 310 to Yuma.
310 to Yuma, that's a good one. I like that one. Which one? The original or the remake?
The remake. Remake all the way.
Yeah, I haven't seen the original, so Remake for me.
Yeah, I've never seen the original.
Russell Crowe though, you can't go wrong with Russell Crowe when Russell Crowe's on.
When he's on, yeah. But 3:10 to Yuma. I liked Young Guns and Young Guns 2, not as much as Young Guns.
Yeah, I mean Young Guns is a lot better, but Young Guns 2 is a very entertaining picture.
Yeah. And then
I'll make you famous.
Don't do it. Also, Undertaker said that too. But
Undertaker said it.
But Brandon's over. People's like, what in the world am I watching? But,
I don't know either. I mean,
because we was talking about Butch Cassidy, but but anyway, give me some more Western, Brandon.
Give me some more Westerns. Lonesome Dove, which I have not seen.
I've never seen that.
Django Unchained.
What's that one with Bret Hart? He was in.
Why would I know Bret Hart? He did a Western called Lonesome Dove too. I think it was a TV series though.
Yeah. Too bad he didn't.
Tombstone. That's a good one.
Yep.
Kurt Russell. Hateful Eight. Quentin Tarantino. That's a good one.
I haven't seen First Cow. You know what I would consider a Western as well. But it's not like a traditional Western. Would be No Country for Old Men. I think I would consider it more of a Western.
Yeah.
And like the killer, the protagonist in the movie is just so scary. He's literally one of, like, in recent years, one of the scariest.
Since you got it on Costner, Silverado was a good one.
Yeah.
Open Range.
What's the one with
Dances with Wolves?
Deadwood.
I haven't seen that, but I heard it's really good.
So they got on here El Camino as a Western. Yeah, Breaking Bad has a Western element to it. Also, if you're into shows, I'm going to go ahead and throw this out there. Yellowstone is a modern day Western show, and it's really great.
It's Costner, so
yeah, you can't go wrong with Costner. Just like Russell, you can't go wrong with Russell.
Not when they're on.
The Revenant, rather, they consider it a Western.
Yeah, that was good too.
Do you consider it a Western though? It's Frontier.
Frontier. Yes. I don't consider.
So let me ask you this question:
a traditional Western. But...
That leads to a great question though. Do you make a distinction between frontier films and Western films? Like, so for instance, in the Ballad of Buster Scruggs, there was one story in there that was not really a Western, as it more as a frontier when the guy was digging.
Oh yeah, for gold.
For gold. What do you consider more frontier than?
Yeah, I would consider that a frontier story. But
that movie was
that
so hard
was
to watch. Like the
Aaron forced me.
Well, I thought it was going to be great.
The first story was. And the one with James Franco was good.
Yeah, after that, it went downhill. Magnificent Seven, Mask of Zorro. I consider El Dorado.
The animated movie?
No,
or the John Wayne film?
No, not El Dorado. I'm thinking El Mariachi.
True Grit.
Both.
Both versions.
I've never seen the original. The remake, to me,
I like the remake better, but
the remake is excellent.
John Wayne did a good job in the original. I don't like John Wayne, but he did a good job.
Well,
any Clint Eastwood Western, just throwing it out there.
So let me,
especially Unforgiven.
So let me ask you. So the movie I was thinking about was it has your boy in it. Antonio Banderas. Come on. Trying to keep it going. Antonio Banderas. He has the Desperado.
Once Upon a Time in Mexico.
Yeah, Desperado is what I was thinking about.
Okay.
So that's one of my favorite. I consider that a Western film too.
I don't. I really don't. I don't consider that really a Western.
Why?
I mean, I guess you could say it's a modern day Western.
So do you not? Are you not going to allow modern day Westerns? So No Country for Old Men is a modern day Western.
Yeah.
It's a modern day Western.
I mean, I guess if we're going to go that route, yeah, okay. I love the movie.
But so I think there's room for modern day stuff, not just modern day set in the past. Like American Tail.
That film with
I like American Tail. It's for kids too. Kids, American Tail, Five Goes West is a great little Western for kids.
Since we're on modern tales, the movie with Ben Foster, Chris Pine, and
Is that the Tomahawk thing? Is that what you mean?
No, that's Kurt Russell. That's good too.
I've never seen it.
But no, this was like Hell and High Water or something.
Hell on Wheels? No.
No, I haven't seen it. I do own it.
I want to see that.
But
this is a Western.
Jeff Bridges is in it. Oh, Tall Tale. I love that movie.
Tall Tale.
I love that movie.
So Tall Tale is for those that don't know, we're just into westerns. I don't even have to put. I should have just changed it to not Butch Sundance, but Western films. But Tall Tale is a movie about. It has
Patrick
Swayze. It has like a lot of like John. What's the John Henry? Because John Henry. It has Paul Bunyan.
Yeah.
It is Blue. Who's the kid in? Do you remember the kid in this film?
Nick Stahl.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I want to say J.K. Simmons is in it as well.
Really? See, I
want to say
it's on Disney.
Yeah, it's on Disney.
I should really watch it.
It's good.
You can't watch it right now, but yeah,
no, I can't. But it's good. I did watch it on Disney Plus though.
Yeah.
That's how I saw it.
Yeah, but yeah, that's another good one is Giant. If you're into my goodness, I'm drawing a blank now. James Dean, Giant, James Dean. I think also Rock Hudson is in it.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's an old film, but it's James Dean's last film before he died. He only made 3 movies. 3 movies: Rebel Without Cause, East of Eden, and Giant. So that's the last film that he made. But yeah, it was a fun little movie. Is a big movie. It's about oil, and
yeah.
Maverick is another movie.
Maverick.
This is a movie that I want me and Brandon to review sometimes. You don't own this though, do you?
I do not.
Blazing Saddles. I may let you. Do you have a Blu-ray player?
Yeah.
I may have to let you borrow my Blu-ray because I have it as well. I have the Mel Brooks collection, and I also have it on Blu-ray separately. I may let you borrow my Blu-ray so you can watch it, so we can review Blazing Saddles. That might be my next pick, not this one, because I'm gonna let you have this next one. But anyway, let me ask you about this. Do you consider these films? I'm talking about Shanghai Noon and Shanghai Night. Primarily Shanghai Noon.
Yeah, I
consider that a Western.
I do.
Okay. I do too. I don't disagree with you. I think that there's room for comedic westerns, and so I think that it's also Owen and Jackie work so well together.
Yeah.
I wish they would do. I wish
they are supposed to do a third.
Yeah, that'd be great. I didn't like Shanghai Nights as much. Shanghai Noon was really great. And then also, as I'm looking at these westerns, Unforgiven, Clint Eastwood. I think it
that's
also
probably
has
my favorite.
Mel Brooks. No, Morgan Freeman.
Yeah, that's probably my favorite Clint Eastwood western.
So you like that over Fistful of Dollars and Hang 'Em High and all those other ones like that, those spaghetti westerns.
Yeah, I mean, I love Clint in them, but when you add Morgan Freeman,
and plus the story itself, right?
The story itself, plus you get Gene Hackman as the villain, and Gene's just phenomenal as
Gene shines as a villain. He's made to be a villain in film.
I know you don't like the movie The Quick and the Dead, but you put him in that role, it makes the movie so much better.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Let's see what else. We got. If you see something, just name it off, buddy. I'm just going through the list of them. I like The Good, Bad, and the. No. What's that one I just thought about? Cowboys versus Aliens. Do you draw a line when it comes to sci-fi in the West? Like, there's not many of them. I know. I consider Tremors 4. Is that when we went back to the West? Is it 4?
Yeah.
So I consider Tremors 4. I consider Cowboys versus Aliens that sci-fi Western genre.
Yeah, Cowboys versus Aliens I would consider. I don't like it as much as I used to, but I mean, it still can't be fun, but it's
But
I loved it when I first saw it.
what about Tremors 4? How did you feel about that? Because I got actually out of like because I love we talked about this.
Yes.
We love the first Tremors.
Oh,
That
yes.
is like that holds up. We know this. So
Yeah.
which isn't really a Western. Well, it has a feel of a Western.
Yeah, it
really.
does have a feel of a Western.
But Tremors, and then we disagree on the ones in between those, I think. But
yeah, but we did agree on the last one.
we did agree on the
We
last
did
one.
enjoy it.
But
It was so sad.
with four, I actually dug 4. I didn't mind him going back to like
Yeah, I mean,
going
it's
back
kind
to
of
the
the
West.
origin story
But
for the perfection and.
but nobody remembered the origin story.
Yeah. Yeah, it's my issue with it. If it was such a big deal back then, shouldn't it be remembered?
Yeah.
But I didn't hate the movie. Like, I don't hate any of the Trimmer films per se. I know a lot of them aren't good, but I don't hate them. They are what they are. I wish they could all be as good as the original, but nothing is.
So
Rambo: Last Blood. I consider that a Western.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask you. So do you consider that?
I do.
I consider that a horror film.
Well, I could see why. I mean, he goes ballistic.
It's just. I mean, if you want,
he ripped out a heart, man.
If you want someone just killing folks mercilessly,
that's why I love Rambo, though.
Yeah, that film. I would say that I enjoyed John Rambo more than Rambo, but this one, the last act of this movie made up for the first 2 acts in it.
It was building up to it, to that final act, that final confrontation. And I don't think a lot of people. I guess that's why a lot of people don't like it, because it was built up. It was anticipating that, and Boyd. That is actually good. Sisters Brothers.
I haven't seen that.
John C. Reilly and Joaquin Phoenix.
Is it a comedy or is it like? Just like truly
a little bit both. It's got some comedy in it, but it takes itself serious.
I would say this about John C. Reilly: he is one actor that is versatile, who can play a comedic role and like Walk Hard, or he can play in a serious role. He's very versatile.
Yeah, he can do both.
Yeah, so he's gonna keep getting gigs because he's not held in just one place. Now. A lot of people are mixed on the Hateful Eight. I actually like the Hateful Eight. I'm not a huge Tarantino guy. I'm gonna tell you that straight up. Yes, if you want to come at me, that's fine. I'm not a huge Tarantino guy.
People come at you because you don't like Tarantino?
Because people like worship Tarantino. Like I don't know why, but he's okay.
I mean,
he's not like I think he's good. I think the brothers who did True Grit is better. Right now I'm blanking on the name. I want to say the
Coen Brothers.
The Coen Brothers, yeah. I want to say Fairley. I'm like, but that's not right.
It ain't this. Definitely not the Fairley Brothers.
Yeah, the Coen Brothers. I think that they make better movies. But I do think that I did like Hateful Eight. I like Django. I like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was one of my favorites.
I think those were and then I also like Reservoir Dogs. I liked Pulp Fiction. You can't hate
I didn't like Pulp Fiction when I first saw it.
It had to grow on you?
Yeah, it had to grow on me. I didn't like the style. The format that it was shot in. It just, when I first saw it, I just did not like it. But every time I've seen it since, I absolutely adore that movie. And I respect that movie. And it brought John Travolta back. So
and John was actually really, really good in that movie.
Yes, he was very good.
But he wasn't the best person in that movie. I think actually.
You gonna say it's not Sam?
No, I'm gonna say it's Bruce. I think Bruce. I thought Bruce was really good in that movie.
Bruce is good, but he ain't Sam.
Yeah, Sam had
the best lines in the movie.
Yeah, Sam had the best line. They got Marvin on him. Marvin was Phil Lamar from like Mad TV and voice acting. So that's great.
But one of the reasons why I love that movie so much is because of Sam and John's chemistry throughout
look at
the movie.
Balls on Brad. I love him.
Okay, since you're on it, worst Western comedy I've ever seen is Adam Sandler's The Ridiculous Six.
Yeah, I couldn't finish it. Adam, man, Adam. Okay, Hubie Halloween, we liked it.
Yeah,
So I think that he's okay. He's getting back to a place, but
and
man,
he's doing Happy Gilmore too.
For a while though, he was like bombing, man.
Well,
with these movies. I've never finished that. I never finished it.
Oh, that movie's awful. 8 Million Ways to Die. A Million Ways to Die in the West. I hated it.
Yeah. Now, all right, real quick. I haven't seen Lone Ranger, the remake thing with Johnny Depp. I've never seen it.
And Armie Hammer.
Django is excellent. Django is one of the best modern westerns, made recently in recent years, but it still takes place at a But Leonardo was so great in that movie. Jamie Foxx was so great in that movie. And just everybody was the movie. That's why I said like that is.
When you work for Tarantino, though, you bring your A game.
Yeah.
He's got respect for every actor that works for him. That's just how it is.
Now this is your guy.
Arnold, yeah.
Tell me about that movie. Why is it a western?
It's not a western. I mean, if you want to look at it,
why would they put it in that category as western?
Because this criminal is coming into this town, and he's trying to stop him, and he shuts down the town. It kind of has that feel of an old school western, but it's not. It's not a western. Come on.
We mentioned True Grit already, the remake and the original True Grit. And we also mentioned this. You hated Assassination of Jesse James by the Coward.
I just didn't like it. I didn't like it. Not like Brad Pitt, but I didn't like it.
Is it Tom Ford or Robert Ford?
No, it's Robert
Charlie. Ford. Yeah, I'm sorry. I call him Tom Ford. Who's Tom Ford? I'm sorry to call you a coward, Tom, whoever you are.
Or maybe it's Tom. Charlie's the one I always remembered.
Yeah, well, one of them is played by Casey Affleck.
That'd be Charlie.
I think it's Robert.
You think?
I think Robert is Casey Affleck.
I was thinking Charlie's the one that shot him. Maybe I'm wrong, though.
Yeah, both.
I don't know Jesse James's history like I do Billy's. So
yeah, I know more Billy than I do Jesse. But True Grit was an excellent. Rooster. Also, Matt Dillon is really good. Matt Damon. I was right, and now I corrected myself. And then Josh Brolin. Josh Brolin is an excellent actor, and I'm glad that he's still getting work. First, obviously, everybody remembers him from Goonies as Brad, but he just kept getting work, man. And we're gonna overlook Jonah Hex, but
you have to overlook it.
comic book movies are either hit or miss. There's no middle ground.
As far as his performance, I think he did a good job. I even think Megan Fox is fine in it. It's just, John Malkovich is good in it for what he's given. It's just the directing sucks. Mm-hmm. The writing sucks. It's awful. Mm-hmm. It just is.
It is what it is.
I hate to say that. I like Jonah Hex. He's actually my favorite. Like, I've read a lot of DC Jonah Hex comics.
Really?
I love it. And that movie sucks so bad. It sucks monkey balls.
Inside reference, I see. So, True Grit. True Grit's a great movie. Another movie that I want to reference is Australia. Australia is got Hugh Jackman in it, and Nicole Kidman, and it takes place in the old. Oh, my dad's here. It takes place in the Old West, or not Old West, but in Australia.
Yep.
And it's such a great movie. If you haven't seen it, it's so colorful and so vibrant. I recommend you take a look at it. We'll go ahead and, I guess, any other questions you want to come to your mind before we bring it to a close?
Not that I've seen here lately.
310 to Yuma is great. Magnificent Seven remake is good. It's not as good as the original. So I'm gonna say that. Escape from New York, I don't consider it.
Lone Wolf and Quaid, I actually would consider kind of a Western.
Really?
Yeah. It's got that feel.
Vampires. John Carpenter's Vampires. Do you consider that a Western? John Carpenter's Vampires.
No, I don't.
You know
can't
what?
see it.
As he knows, I'm a huge mark for John Carpenter. I hate vampires.
I love the movie, but I don't see the Western aspect.
I'm not big on James Woods, man.
I love James.
I'm just not a huge James. Like, I'm not huge. I can only think of 2 movies with James Woods.
Straight Talk?
No.
Dolly Parton?
No. Literally Vampires and
The Hard Way with Michael J. Fox.
Cat's Eye. Those are the only 2 things I
I'm naming
remember.
all kinds and he hasn't seen them.
I'm not a James Woods guy.
I know it, but
you can tell I'm not a James Woods guy.
I love James though.
Um,
That's actually the sequel to Butch and Sundance.
Which one? Blackthorn?
Yeah. Sam Shepard plays. I don't know who he's playing, but the story is one of them survived.
No.
I take that back, Adam. Take that back. You didn't make the worst Western comedy. Will Smith did. Wild Wild West.
No. I think that was better than.
You think so?
Ridiculous Six. Yeah. Actually, it had moments that I actually remember, and I quote to this day, like, it's a time to stand up on this occasion, or stuff like that. Like, it has like lines I still remember from that movie. I can't remember none from Ridiculous Six. If it tells you anything. All right, and then we're gonna close it out with. I'm just kind of looking through Westworld. The show's great. The movie was okay.
I haven't seen either.
The movie was good for its time, right?
I'm assuming I haven't seen it. Seraphim Falls is pretty good if you watch it for the performances of Liam Neeson and Bond. What's his
James
name?
Bond?
Yeah, the guy Pierce Bronson.
Pierce Bronson.
Yeah, their performances are really good.
All right, Legend of the Falls. They consider a Western. It takes place in frontier country. It's more frontier. I think it's not a Western to me. Hidalgo. I didn't like Hidalgo. I'm just gonna be honest with you.
I liked Hidalgo, but
this one I want to mention, and then we'll close with our marks.
There it is. Hell and High Water. Jeff Bridges, Ben Foster, Chris Pine. That is a good movie. It's a modern day Western. If you haven't checked it out, you should.
All right, The Borrowers. Have you seen that?
I think so. It's a horror film, right?
It's like creatures that lives up under the. Yeah, it takes place in the West. Creatures that lives up under the earth. They drag people under. It's almost like Tremors, but with creatures, like with humanoids. That's what I meant. And then, all right, let's go ahead and. I'm trying to see if there's a good one to end on for me that I like. I didn't like Dances with Wolves. I'm just gonna be honest with you.
I liked it. It's been a long time.
It's been a long time. Maybe if I watch it again, I will enjoy it.
I didn't see Wyatt Earp though. That movie's too long for me.
I'm just gonna go ahead and say this. If I gotta pick two westerns as my favorite westerns, I would pick True Grit is my number 1 western. That is okay. Let's do 3. Three. Oh, you want to do 5? I think I
don't know if I can do 5, but we can try.
We'll squeeze 3.
3, yeah. I could probably do 3.
Top 1. Top 3. Number 3, Young Guns. Original. Love it. But number 2, Django. Excellent. Number 1, True Grit. Brandon?
Number 3 for me, just I haven't seen a whole lot of westerns, but I'm gonna go this route because it's on top of my brain. 3, Unforgiven, Clint Eastwood, Gene Hackman, Morgan Freeman. Number 2, Tombstone, Kurt Russell, Sam Elliott, Bill Paxton. You've seen the movie. Val Kilmer is Doc Holliday.
He's really good. He's really great.
I love that movie. Number 1 for me, it's going to be considered a guilty pleasure for most people, but for me, it's Young Guns. It's always been my favorite Western.
Emilio's excellent. He rocks it. All right, so give me your marks for
Butch and Sundance. We're back to Butch
and
Sundance, where we didn't spend much time on you, fellas. Sorry.
I didn't get to watch it. Next week, we're doing. What is it, Brandon?
Oh, we're doing is it my pick? Are we going 30 Days of Night? Is that
30
what it's
Days of
called?
Night, yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent.
My pick, I mean, not my pick, but my score on Butch and Sundance. I'm going to give it a 4. I have issues with the score and some of the creative decisions he made, but overall, Paul Newman, Robert Redford, you can't go wrong watching those two play these two characters, and I love the shootouts that we get, the chase scenes. I mean, the fights, the comedy that's in it. I love it. It was a very entertaining film in that aspect.
I'm gonna give it, from what I remembered of it, I'm gonna give it 3.5 stars because they're great in the movie, but it's not such a great movie to me.
Yeah, I mean, I see that.
But for Rango, I'm gonna give 4 stars.
For Rango,
because actually, it's a movie I hated when I initially saw it. I was like, because at the time I couldn't see anything outside of not being Pixar. And then it's true. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I had blindness when it came to Pixar. I'm like,
you still do.
No, I mean, like movies like this, Rango, or movies like Monster House, says that other people can do it.
Yeah,
My issue is with DreamWorks. DreamWorks is not. Maybe they're better now. They weren't good. But
How to Train Your Dragon, though, that whole trilogy is just one of the best trilogies I've ever seen.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Cool. All right. So
it really is. I mean, I love it, and I didn't think I would because you bashed DreamWorks all these years, and I was like, and I don't think I had ever seen a DreamWorks animated picture until I saw.
I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna watch it.
Until I saw How to Train Your Dragon, I was like, oh man, this is really good. It's a great story. It's emotional. I feel it. You're making me cry. And
yeah, but
it's got Gerard Butler in it. I mean, I'm a big fan of Gerard's.
Everybody likes Gerard's.
Do they really though?
Gerard Butler. Anyway.
Yeah, Mr. Butler.
All right, we're gonna end this before it gets any weirder. So,
and that dude Jay and Jonah Hill's in the movie.
Nobody cares about Jonah Hill being in movies.
I like Jonah. All right, super bad.
Some people do. Anyway,
not
Aaron. But anyway,
get him to the Greek.
Stop talking about Jonah Hill movies, man.
I love Jonah.
All right, so this is Aaron Whitlow.
Like that wiener joke he made in Accepted.
Whitlow, we thank you for listening into the Markout Movie Podcast.